Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this. We're here for episode 9 of Fighter Jet Roundtable Season 2. We've got 4 new aircraft, some new competitive faces, and a whole heaping helping of aircraft explosions. So let's go ahead and get on down to the Watchtower and the round table and take a look at what we have in store today. And so, we're back. Here we have the ASF-54 Hades and the ASF-6E Sabin sent in by Callsign Blaze and the NF-12 Shuraiku Resurrection Edition Mark V sent in by Geoplex. So let's go ahead and take a look at these aircraft here. So, the Hades and the Sabin, or Sabin, I'm going to say Sabin just because I like the way it sounds, looks very Sukhoi, actually. Actually, it kind of looks like an Ace Combat Wyvern. At least it would if these, folded out onto the sides or something. They're kind of neat looking. Anyway, we can see it's got standard AIM 9s, 10 of them, along with 2 Quams and Hidden Vulcans. Not too sure I feel about the Vulcan choice. They're not awful, but I can also see that this particular craft only appears to be using 2 of them, and it could be using a 3rd. I don't know, maybe they're planning something different. Although I will say that I like the engine choice. The turbofan engines are very strong. In the right areas, they can be better performing than Saturn engines can. But anyway, very cool looking aircraft. The parts and the shaping on the P-wings and all that stuff looks very slick. Plus, it's kind of hard to see in the light, but there are some sort of teal or cyan color bits on there, which is pretty neat. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Sabin over here. Sabin looks looks almost like a part went missing. This was not like, I will say, this was 100% not like this in the spaceplane hangar. That's not right. That's not supposed to be that way. There we go. I have fixed it. Hopefully that doesn't continue. Either way, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Pretty nice looking plane. Very high sitting there with a very high nose, dragging its butt on the runway a little bit there. It's very close to not having a good time. But otherwise, it looks like a very quick and very speedy aircraft. I can see that it's actually moving here. Let's see if I can actually fix it with that. Pretty solid brakes, friction. I don't know why it's sliding. KSP, why do you do these things? Whatever, I'll fix that later. Right now, I have other things to look at. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have over here for Geoplex, shall we? Alright, so Geo's aircraft looks a lot like the Tsetse Fly, a craft that was put together by Reverend Jellybeans. Seems to a lot of people showing Reverend Jellybean some love lately. Last episode we had the attempt at the Shikra. Now we have something that looks a lot like the Tsetse Fly. That being said, this plane apparently is a post-stall demon. And has been, changed with all that stuff in mind. These wing strakes here actually move and function as paddles attached to, DLC hinges or something, in order to have, quote-unquote, the best flare distribution. And this tailpiece has no weapons on it. Apparently, using this little module missile guidance here, drops off of the parent craft to give it more weird control once the fight gets serious. We can see the ECM. It also drops its ECM, apparently, to lighten its load, as it were, running Quams, Mica IRs, AIM 9Xs, and for the first time ever, the GSH-301 high explosive cannons. Those will be very cool to see how they function. They are the only, I think they're really the only 30mm I don't think I've seen used yet. I might be wrong. They're right up here next to the cockpit. But they are very light. They have a lot of depth potential, so I think that'll be pretty cool. Anyway, let me straighten out the Sabin over there, and we'll go ahead and get these things started. All right, here we are for round one. Let's go ahead and get them into the air as quickly as we possibly can so that those jets, so that the Sabin doesn't cause some problems. It looks like it's still... All right. Sabin, I think, is actually a single-engine fighter using a... no, I do believe it's actually two. I'm just being dumb. Either way, kind of cool looking. I just hope we don't run into more situations with that. Hey, actually, kind of a beautiful view from up here. I didn't really take the time to look. Look at that. We've got the ocean way over there. Man, I tell you, if anybody had like a gigantic sea-going aircraft or something... definitely park it here and have a lot of problems, wouldn't they? Be pretty nice, yeah, and they'd have very nice access to an airfield, huh? What do you think? All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and wait for these aircraft to go ahead and get into position. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna make these things fight now, because here we go. Let's just... I don't care. Competition starting. Let's do this. Both these planes have been behaving very strangely. I don't know why, but hey. Them's the brakes. But look at that. We have, looks like the, something. Looks like the Sabin is launching MPBMs at long range. Pretty cool. We've got chaff dropping from the NF-12s. MPBM getting closer. Next, made the butt pucker a little bit there. All right, we're now having Quams being launched from the Resurrections. Now they're nice and close. Well, the Resurrection editions, the Shuraiku. Spinning around, doing things that Quams do best. There is another MPBM on the field. I think that might be one of them. Yep! Goodbye, NF-12. I don't know why we decided to switch, but something has. So I guess we're gonna go to this thing now. And you can see it has in fact dropped that tail section. It is now free to post-stall as it pleases. Which, you can see the Quams just doing Quam things. This is post-nerf. They had a serious nerf. A 33% flight time decrease, among other things, actually. So they are designed more to be in their element with less flight time overall. Solo NF-12 doing its best to stay on top of the Hades. Using, you can see those little fins. Doing what they can to try and keep the flares in a good spot. The Sabin, I think, actually trying to get a lock on this aircraft to end it. Let's go ahead and watch this from the other perspective. Those GSHs lining up, getting good shots on the Hades. How's Hades looking? Well, it's that's over terrain, right? Yeah, that's over terrain. All right, so it's pretty close. Has taken damage. Not sure what it's lost though. It has taken hits. It did lose something. I saw parts. Looks like the NF-12 is actually having issues getting its guns on target. Very agile little bastard, but seems to be having issues actually making connection with the target there. And there we go. That was definitely something getting hit. Looks like it's lost one of its engines. That's going to make it even harder for the NF-12 to maintain shots on the target, since the NF-12 is quite fast and seems to be overshooting the target. Not sure what's going on with the Sabin, trying to fire missiles. Here we go. It's overshooting the target again. Thing just seems to be circling, like it's trying to get its Vulcans on target, but hasn't had a chance to launch them yet. I'm beginning to wonder what the gun range is for those targets. Gun range is 2,500. It should be able to light up. I don't know. That was the B-Wing. Hades taking it up the rear. No, never a good thing. It has lost its engines, barely. NF-12 seems very happy to post-stall and play around with the aircraft. What is the plane doing over here? There is something very weird going on. Well, we have the last AIM-9. Has a lock. Back on Vulcans. Finally firing with those Vulcans. Hades almost down. Compared to its partner, the Sabin seems to be very slow. Wait a minute. Something weird. NF-12 is out of fuel! Geo did not put a lot of fuel on this thing, it appears. Seems rather dead in the water, whereas despite the fact that the Sabin does seem to be moving rather slowly, kind of skimming over its minimum altitude, it looks. Well, that was a very strange fight, I have to say. Very strange indeed. And down it goes. Will they land? They do! And the little paddles just trying to do what they can to keep things on target. Well, looks like the Hades and the Sabin win round 1. Let's go to round 2. Yikes. And we're back for round 2. Let's go ahead and get them into the air. I might have to manually start the competition again, and not necessarily because of the NF-12s, which was the initial concept of the Geo. He was under the impression that his aircraft were going to cause problems. The Sabin and the Hades seem to just kind of float around here for some reason. I'm not sure why. The Hades is now flying to somewhere. So now that they're both up in the air, just to be sure, we're going to cancel and start competition, because I would like for it to start itself. But I'm hoping the AI will be able to do that, because I don't like starting it manually if I can avoid it, just because it, one craft may be in a much more, less advantageous position. Anyway, I'm going to shut up, and hopefully these planes will get to where they need to go. And this time the competition starts all by itself. I am happy about that. The Hades and Sabin are spinning around trying to get on target, but of course the Resurrection Edition, the NF-12s, are already on target. We're getting an MPBM launch from the Sabin again. Traveling across, it seems to have a very long missile cooldown there on missiles. Maybe one per target? Perhaps it's meant to just kind of gamble a bit. And another close shot. Let's see, it's probably going to fire that MPB, the second MPBM. Yep, there it goes. Fires the second MPBM after the first is already gone. Not a bad tactic, honestly, except the other one. Alright, we've got missiles flying in. Jeez, getting real close. Alright, we're going to go ahead. Wait, there's the second MPBM. Second MPBM drops one of the NF-12s again. Once again, we'll watch from this perspective as it is a solo aircraft, and that is the way I do things. Zoom on in here for dramatic effect. There's those GSHs trying to light up on the target. Looks, whoop. Had something hit. Didn't look like it lost anything particularly important, though. Missiles in the air. Ooh! We have shots look like hitting the wings there. This, I should also add, is after the updated BDA changes, where explosion propagation runs differently. So, that could be part of the issue. The other thing is, the Hades is made of fairly beefy P-wing parts. And also, the NF-12 seems to be having some issues getting on target. Oh! And we have... I definitely heard Vulcans firing, Hades lighting up. Looks like the NF-12 has put itself into a bad position. Meanwhile, we'll come back here. Oh, that was close. Quam being launched very close range. AIM-9s. Quam's looping around, trying to get multiple locks. There it comes again, second pass for that Quam. It's coming in for a third pass right now. That's the third pass. And finally, it manages to hit. Second Quam going. How is that NF-12 looking? It's... Oh! AIM-9 being hit that time. There is no NF-12 left. Your winner for the first set of fights for Episode 9 is Callsign Blaze. So here we are for the second group of fights, and with that comes a new aircraft. So we have the F-99C2 Red Phantom and the F-99C2B Red Phantom sent in by the No-Named, and the F-22 sent in by Timmy. As this is the second F-22 style aircraft that we've actually seen in the competition. This one predates the competition, though. It was used as a test craft initially and was terrifying, and has since been altered and changed slightly to fit the rules, and now finally, here it is. It's also on Team F-22 Raptors for some reason, and these other ones are on Team B because I am a creature of habit. So, that being said, let's go ahead and look at the F-22s over here. These are identical aircraft. Just kind of looking around down here, looking all pretty. Made completely out of P-Wings. Timmy's style is very nice. The only thing I can complain about is that these are Saturns and not the F-119 turbofan engines, which are designed specifically to be Raptor engines. Shame on you, Mr. I do everything to make it look like the thing, blah, 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 P-Wings. That being said, very sleek-looking aircraft, very much reminiscent of the aircraft they are based off of. We have the GAL, we have the GAL 22s, which he has renamed 25mm Pew Pew lead launcher, a Quam, which is actually two Quams, AIM 120Ds, apparently three of those, another Quam, which they're Quams, both of them are Quams. There's just two, not four, and AIM 9Xs. So should be fairly interesting. These have, I would say, canonical or real life equivalent loadouts, I think, for their stuff, with the exception of the fact that the GAU 22 is not mounted on the F-22 Raptor. It is mounted on the F-35. Either way, pretty cool plane. Let's go ahead and look and see what our buddy the No-Named has in store. So here we are, once again. These are effectively identical aircraft, the only difference being their weapon loadouts. This one went for pulse lasers and AIM-9Xs. These craft are so light and so small, they only get the minimum number of missiles, which is 4, and then, special weapons allow them to have a maximum of 6 if they're using a special weapon missile, or 8 if they're using the... anyway, whatever. So, yeah, these aircraft look pretty, well, they look very familiar to an aircraft that somebody else made, but has not submitted. Either way, No Named actually hails from Son of Smith, who does fight a subscriber. So these designs, I imagine, and his building style were probably put together with that in mind, and that competition. So it doesn't surprise me that this aircraft looks kind of similar to something that somebody else sent me. Either way, so this one is a pretty standard-looking craft. The one thing that is weird is it does have a single Saturn engine, although being as light as it is, it probably doesn't need any more than one Saturn. One Saturn is perfectly acceptable for a very light aircraft. Getting to the 2B, 2B. Either way, we have the 2B over here, running with Gao 22s, which are, again, have been recently nerfed. Contrary to what I said in my last video, I nerfed them down to a more reasonable rate. They're still amazing guns, they're just not the best explodey lead thrower ever to be created, and is running with quams. So we've got pulse lasers and quams for these two very nimble-looking aircraft. Either way, which one of these designs is going to come out on top? Well, let's get them into the sky and find out. Alright, and we'll close Vessel Mover and start the competition. And with that, their engines roar and they are being thrust into the air. And competition starts. You know, I am really eager to see these, I really want to see... Not gonna lie, I want to watch the F-22s do something. It's been a while since I've actually seen them in combat. I actually tested a few of my aircraft against them for shits and giggles. Obviously, I'm not entering my own competition. But, it'll be nice to see them fly around, especially since I know Timmy's made some small changes to them. Quams being launched very quickly by the Phantoms, coming in at the F-22. Should have been being launched within those things there. It should be activating right there. Yeah, and here they come. AIM-120D is being launched. AIM-9X is being launched from the F-22s. Here, this will be... Hey, look! Timmy! Your planes dodged radar missiles! Otherwise known as anti-Timmy missiles. This F-22 seems to be dancing along with some quams. Meanwhile, the F-22's own quams are dancing around over here. Oh, and we had an explosion. Didn't see any parts on that F-22 though. Let's actually zoom in here and see how it's doing. Looks perfectly fine to me. Actually launching an AIM-9X at the C2 Red Phantom over there. Looks like it's tracking quite nice. Uh-oh. Red Phantom being hit by an AIM-120D as the second F-22 is now coming in. The 2B Red Phantom is shedding parts back there. Oh! We're getting close. Very close. Whoa! That missile was really close. Holy crap. Alright, so you can... Oh. And every time I hear that, something... Red Phantom actually seems to have gotten hit. F-22 still managing to function with half of the wing carved off. Jeez, we've got gunfights going everywhere. I'm actually going to pull, and it sounds like I was too late. What was that? That was one of the Red Phantoms getting smashed. Well, and that's why they call them stealth, everybody, because they go so quickly, I can't tell what the hell they're doing. And we're off to round 2. After a very nasty surprise there from those aircraft. I guess we'll have to wait and see how things are going to pan out. So far, the F-22s have really showed their air superiority over the Phantoms. But we'll see. We'll see. And we have quams being launched at very long ranges. I'm pretty sure I changed max engagement range to something more normal. If not, I'll have to look. Because they shouldn't be launching them that far away. Although, I'm not sure the F-22 actually has a detection range is that great. But we'll see. We will see. That being said, the Quams are now harrying this F-22. You can see they are spinning around. Kind of want to get down there, actually. Oh! The C-2 Red Phantom getting blapped. But the F-22-1 getting hit by a Quam. But taking fairly minimal damage, all things considered. It is still airworthy. Red Phantom over there getting smacked by another Quam and AIM-120Ds. Another AIM-120D manages to smack it out, and the F-22 showing its air superiority in tremendous fashion. Well, this one showing its litho-braking capabilities. Kaz Kerman like that. Either way, we're on to the finals. And here we are for the finals. Let's go. If you're wondering why I'm starting the competition so quickly, it's, well, because the Sabin keeps wanting to do donuts on the runway for some reason, which, it's a problem. And the competition finally is starting. And in case you were wondering, yes, I forgot to set the firing ranges on the Quams down to 10 kilometers from 15. That's on me, not on our wonderful competitors. Though that being said, it is now fixed. I went back to the spaceplane hangar and made sure everybody's missiles were following effective rules. So that's those things can be altered in the craft files, and I just forgot. Didn't really have much of a bearing on the competition, though, as the F-22s managed to get away just fine. That being said, the Hades are now dealing with Quams, and very quickly thereafter, AIM-120Ds. The F-22s keeping low, coming in. AIM-9s now coming in on the Raptors. Boy, we have a missile palooza coming at the Hades. We haven't really followed them, so let's go ahead and get back here, see how it's going. Gonna zoom out just a little bit for now. F-22 getting bogged down over there near terrain. Dangerous place to be. And the Hades is currently evading another Quam. Haha, very funny. It's got its Vulcan selected, the F-22 coming up the rear. Oh, and a very nasty shot up the tailpipe from those from that missile. F-22 making much shorter work of the Hades there than the NF-12 did. Oh! I did not see what that was. Hades getting killed. Looks like a Quam. Oh! And the Sabin not having a good day at all. F-22s once again showing their just... Oh, hey, look at that! Kaz Kerman manages to survive. Hey! Stand up and cheer for the camera. There we go. Look at you and your awesome haircut and everything. We'll get you some PTSD counseling. It'll be fine. Let's go into round 2. And here we are back for round 2. I've paused it so that it doesn't start doing weird spinny things. Let's click that versus, get them up there, hit the menu, and resume flight, start competition. And now we're going to go ahead and flip on over here to the watchtower as the aircraft go ahead and take off on their own terms. Alrighty, F-22s in the air, hard. Jeez. And that's the kind of maneuverability that makes them terrifying, ladies and gents. And the competition starts. The Hades and Sabin are turning to face the enemy while the F-22s have already done so. I'm very glad that we have Call Sign Blaze here with his aircraft showcasing what they're capable of. Sad that No Name got taken down as quickly as they did, but Call Sign Blaze is another that I've never really seen. I have seen them on the KSP forums from time to time. Either way, it's always pleasant to see a new face, and one who is apparently capable of building some pretty nice planes. That being said, we are getting into combat ranges, and immediately MPBM being launched from the Sabin. F-22 launching missiles. We haven't actually watched the F-22s yet, so we're going to go ahead and watch the standard F-22 here, see how it performs. Zoom on in a little for dramatic effect as it closes in. And we'll go ahead and close the nav ball. Speeds are up here. Uh-oh! MPBM absolutely annihilating that F-22. Gleedon Kerman looks like he was able to jump to his death? Siebert Kerman now. Who is that? Okay, F-22 coming in on the Sabin. Both those aircraft down. Sabin looking very damaged. Absolutely lightning fast. Well, the F-22 showing why it's also known as the Raptor. Definitely the predator of the sky. Did it just blow itself up? No, it didn't. Phew! Well, that has to be one of the fastest rounds in the history of the tournament, period. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, your winner for Episode 9 of Fighter Jet Roundtable Season 2 is the F-22 replica sent in by Timmy. I knew you had it in you, kid. I told you you'd be a contender. Anyway, I hope you all have enjoyed. I have been Kaz, but until next time, happy building and happy blasting. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I am a mature adult.